Hey guys, it's Milo here, and I've got another round of M13 Limited for you all to see. Um, this hand is barely keepable, but we hold on to it because look what we got. We got Primal Hunt Beast with the Mark of the Vampire. 5/5 lifelink hexproof is pretty good. It's a basket that I don't mind putting all my eggs into. Who carries their eggs in baskets anyway? That's the question I had to the person who came up with this eggs in baskets thing. If we throw a Rancor on top of that, boom, 7/5 hexproof lifelink trample. That would be sweet. It would be the sweet deals. So it goes Silver Coat Lion. Silver Coat Lion's a pretty good card. I mean, it's fine. Any 2/2 for 2 is pretty good. A turn too late, Arbor Elf. It would have been good on turn 1, it would have been good on turn 2. On turn 3, it's just okay. It doesn't really help us get anywhere. It's not the... If I could choose any card in my deck, it wouldn't be the card that I would choose to draw. I mean, it's not horrendous, but it's not good. Okay, so we just run out the Hunt Beast. Like, we can't even cast the Sign in Blood with the Hunt Beast. Sigh. Alright, Hunt Beast is online. Next turn, Mark of the Vampire, unless he plays another creature that would trade and doesn't attack. If he attacks here, I'm not going to block. Because he could have that target creature goes +2/+4, he could have all of his creatures get +1/+1. Those are both cards I don't want to see. So, there's no reason to not run out the Mark of the Vampire here. He can't Divine Verdict it, he can't Pacify it, he can't Oblivion Ring it, he can't double block. Like, if he's got the trick at this point, that's fine. At least one of his guys is coming with me. It's still a 2 for 2 because he's going to have to play the trick and I'm going to kill one of his guys, so... It's not a 2 for 2 that I especially love, but 2 for 2 is fine. But he didn't have any tricks, he just let it go through, and that's good as well. I'm also happy about that. Speaking about being happy, want to give a quick shout out to the people who voted for me round 1. I'm looking at you, Junkie Vad, and Refractor, and FDS Blaze, Venser D. We got Mr. Lubufu, Monkey Girl, K-Song, Songster, Nvito, Namori, Xbox 9917, Torgus, Murmur, Ducky, Perota, Vandal, Gutello, and Kangta. All you guys and girls have been super swell. Thank you all for voting for me. Okay, so he swings in with both the lions because apparently he doesn't have any tricks and he's not going to block, so that's good. So we have a murder. Maybe we should be swinging in before we Sign in Blood, just in case we need to murder something, but I doubt it. I was thinking that I could draw something like a Yev's Force Mage, I guess, or a Rancor, which would make my attack even more devastating. So we're going to gain an extra 2 life here. Like I said, don't mind putting all me eggs in the same basket. We don't attack here with the Arbor Elf because we can cast a Plummet end of turn. Although I think that was a misplay. That was probably a misplay. It's just that white blue has so many flyers, and it's something super useful that we could do with our mana. We also have a murder plummet situation, so that we might be able to just get in there and win the game. But we could have done that the following turn anyway. We didn't need to do that. Might as well untap a forest in response. I don't think he's playing any flyer that we would use a plummet on with 2 mana. Like, we wouldn't plummet end of turn, a Wilkin turn. So we don't really need to do it. But there's no harm in doing it, so. Alright, so we got a Spider and a Tormented Soul, which we can both play and walk right into the Planar Cleansing. Just play all my guys. I don't mind if I get my planes cleansed. I guess that would be fine with me. It wouldn't, but it is what it is. This game is looking pretty good. Again, just the Primal Hunt Beast with the Mark of the Vampire holding the entire game on his shoulders. He's been great. In Crusty Force Mage, I think that Catherine hates that word encrust. Every time she hears about somebody casting encrust, she goes, so I don't think she likes it very much. Or maybe that's just how she says she likes things. I don't know, I doubt it though. Alright, so we're going to go in with the team, and if he triple blocks or my Primal Hunt Beast, or if he double blocks a Spider, we'll use a Murder. But he doesn't. He just chump blocks both of them and takes one. And he says, my Johnny Sun Striker is going to go all the way for me, so I don't know, I don't need to worry about any of the crazy, awesome, spidery beasts you have on the table. Because I have a few tricks up my sleeve, he says, as he puts the tricks of the trade on the Sunstriker. And he's got an Intrepid Hero, which is going to smash our Spider next turn. If I didn't have the Murder. Because now he's at 7, so he has to block with the Intrepid Hero. And go down to 1. Because he's got no cards in his hand. But he doesn't even, we don't even take it that far. I guess he doesn't have a Planar Cleansing in his deck that he could rip off the top. Which is important to note. Let's take a look at our deck. Yep, still awesome. I don't know. I don't know what I could put in. Maybe I could assume he's got a switcheroo and put in Bloodthorn Vampire. I don't know. I don't think that's a good play. Put in a Liliana's Shade against White Blue. White Blue's exactly the type of deck that you don't want to put a Liliana's Shade in for. Okay, so the mana's a little tight, but we're on the draw and he mulled to 6, so it gives us. We would like to think that gives us a little bit of time. Or sorry, he's on the play and he mulled to 6, so he doesn't exactly have a lot of. Necessarily have a lot of gas. He may still have a lot of gas. He might be gassy. I did get past a Smelt 2 packs in a row. He may have passed me one of the Smelts because he was so chock full of gas. No. I'm just taking it too far, guys. I just killed that. I kicked that horse to death. Alright, what do we got here? Arctic Aven. If that is your real name. Which I believe it is. Yep. Alright, so we're just going to play our Yev's Force Mage. When it enters the battlefield, deal 2 damage to target player. And it's a 2/2, so that's pretty good. So a lot of these guys, like Yev's Force Mage, are really good early game because you're just going to drop them and play them like the 2 damage to the target player card. But late game, they're not bad either because they can assist you in breaking ground stalls. And especially for me with Yeva Nature's Herald, it works as like a Briarthorn or whatever that recent one was. The like a 2/2 flash for 3 that enters the battlefield as a 4/4 and kills something. Alright, so he's gonna have Exalted. He's not gonna be able to do the life gain this time around. I don't really like Angelic Benediction. I don't think it's very good. I can understand that he would want that in his deck. I mean, he's got this Arctic Aven, and he's going to be tapping down guys who can block flyers, and he's going to be gaining 4 life at a time, so it seems okay in this situation, but generally I just don't really like that card. It costs a lot. 4 mana is a lot for something that doesn't permanently remove a creature. And you have to be attacking you have to be attacking with just one creature to tap down something. So like, if it was every time you attack you can tap a creature, it would be fine, but it's only when a creature attacks alone. It's like, it's really situational, I think. I mean, if you're building the Exalted deck, maybe you'd put it in every time, but not me. It's not for me. Oh boy. That's an encrusted vampire spirit. And he's going to go ahead and gain 4 life, making this race awkward. I don't know which one I'd rather play, the Spider or the Nighthawk in this situation. The question is, would I rather be dealing more damage to him, or would I rather start gaining life faster? And I think that the answer to that is that I would rather be dealing more damage to him. I mean, I keep saying that. I have a Sign in Blood, and that would suggest that what I would want to do is to start to gain life off the Vampire Nighthawk, because then I could more comfortably play that Sign in Blood. But I just think that dealing more damage before things get out of control is also a interesting line of play, and the line of play that I personally feel more comfortable with. So we're going to go in with the Avis Force Mage. We're going to play the Spider, and he's going to tap it when he attacks with the Arctic Haven and gain 4 life, but then we'll swing back for 6 unless he's got creatures or tricks. And then next turn we can play the Nighthawk or the Sign in Blood, depending on what we draw. Pacifism. So that's good, because I'd rather he pacify my Spider than my Nighthawk at this point. And then he forgets to attack, which is always super awesome, especially when a game is as close as this one is. And then we draw into our Plummet, so things are looking really good now. We go in with the Force Mage because we would take that trade in a heartbeat, and we play the Nighthawk because that leaves Plummet mana open. Then we pass the turn over to CW Test 6616. It's the Country and Western Test MTGO account. Alright, so he plays another Exalted guy. He moves to attack. He didn't play a land yet, so I guess he could have a 2-drop that he wants to play. But normally he's been giving his Arctic Aven lifelink before he attacks. So I don't know why he doesn't want to give his Arctic Aven lifelink now that it's going to be 5 life. And I really want him to tap out before I Plummet, although there's no single white mana tricks We give him right to the last moment to pump his guy, but he just doesn't, so I guess I still want to plummet it. I don't want to take 5. And that Arctic Haven is definitely worth plummeting. Plummet it right to its doom. And we'll move on. We've got a Hunt Beast here and a Sign in Blood. We're going to go in with the guys. I should have Sign in Blood first. Since we didn't play a land, I think it's a pretty safe bet to Sign in Blood and hope to draw a land to play the Primal Hunt Beast. And if we don't draw a land, then we're just drawing 2 cards that are super gassy. And that's also good. Nope, but we draw 2 lands. So we'll play the Forest and the Primal Hunt Beast. Just really add on the pressure here. Next turn we've got Gorgon. If you like to do it Gorgon style. Hey, sexy Gorgon! Open Gorgon style. Alright. Oblivion Ring on my Vampire Nighthawk. Well played, sir. Well played. But that leaves you with a single island. So I don't know what you're going to do here. And we draw Prey Upon. Now, if I were the greediest Greederson to ever be greedy, what I would do is attack first. He blocks the Primal Hunt Beast, and then I prey upon his wall with my Tormented Soul so that I can gain an extra 3 life. But he's at 10, and I can deal 5. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do. We didn't play a land yet, so we'll still be able to play the Gorgon. And we're looking like we're in pretty comfortable territory. I'm not worried about overextending because if he had the Plantar Cleansing, he wouldn't have scooped up the last game as fast as quickly as he did because he could have had an out. Also, he's 2 lands away from a Plantar Cleansing anyway, even if he did have one. So I don't see any problems in overextending at this point. He does have a sleep, though, so it's going to be a turn before we get to do anything, which is fine. He just fogged, really. To play the rats or to not play the rats. Yeah. Doesn't really change that much. Forces him to, I guess, get rid of something. I mean, he doesn't have any lands in his hand, so it's going to be a relevant card. So he drew a Plains. Let's see if he's got any 5-drops. If it's just a single creature, I win. Okay, so it's just a Stuffy Doll. He can only block 1 guy, and then 6 points of damage is going to go through. So that's the end of the game. We did it, guys. We did it together. I couldn't have done it without all of you at home watching and rooting for me, like truly believing in this deck and its pilot. I appreciate that. And even those of you who are watching just to see me fail, I just thank you very much for watching anyway. You know what? I don't know why you have so much hatred in your tummy, but thanks anyway. Going with the team. Turn them all sideways. Put that red text on them. And we're in. Okay, so thank you all for watching, and remember to vote for me. If you like this, I'll do more of this in the future. Bye, guys.